Hey, welcome. This is number 3 in the series of summer updates I'm doing. I'm probably going to add a 4th a little later on, but now it's cut into 2 because it's 2 separate New Era orders. And I sold some artwork, so I got a cash injection, which immediately translate into new records. So it is 2 New Era orders together with some mighty bonuses. What we are listening to, this is actually part of the 2nd order, and this is That is the Master of This World. One of the new tapes, they had bundles. So the records that came out was The Countess, Hell's Rock and Roll, Botulisten, Probleemlijken, and Christ Fighter with Testosterone Extravaganza, but those will be up next. The tapes were actually, where are they? The Nameless Shrine, I think it's called. And the other one I'm already blanking on. But this, yeah, I was looking for this or excited for this to see it pop up or come out because I listened to the digital track on this one. This is actually the same guy as a record I showed not too long ago, the Kaik, with een gruwelijk onthaal or a, yeah, I don't know, a horrible welcome, whatever. But yeah, this, listened to it once or twice. It is huge ambient together with, I think there's some black metal in there, but could be mistaken. The optics are very nice. It is lasered, the case, and then, you know, just a J card, just. But yeah, more on that next week. But you'll hear it now. I guess still available. I haven't checked. Then, this is from a trade that didn't go through, or I made this actually for someone who didn't need it in the end anymore. So if you want it, I don't know, just trade or just pay shipping. This is a bootleg copy. I made it myself. This is the Old Tower Sacred Dominions tape, but it's actually a pretty good dub, if I say so myself, sound-wise and artwork-wise. So if you're looking for this one, just know it's not an original, it's a handmade dub with a Metallica on the spine. So yeah, if you're interested, drop me a line and we'll get that to you. Since this is New Era, I'll do a bit of promo, then we have some cloth work and then the records. So we have a few things to go through. It's actually all pretty new promo. I haven't seen much of it. This is the new Tannenbaard, the Vrijbuiters, Bunzingjagers, I'm sorry, and Stropersvolk. Ruraal Metaal. This is so Dutch, it hurts. So this is coming after a few demos and I think also a full length. There's a CD, LP and a picture disc, so they are going all out for this. If the cards is this nice looking, you better believe there's something coming. Then there's an Urfaust flyer. I wish they stopped mucking about and just come back already. Urfaust related, Bad Omen. Let's see, Ancient Evil Rock from the Pits of Hell, Posers and Wimps, fuck off. I don't know if they have anything new, but I think I saw a tape pop up. Not sure what this is. Fallen Temple from Poland. This is a very dark flyer. Oh, it shows up in the light. Then the Nameless Shrine, which is the tape I was talking about. There you go. Actually also a very nice tape. Comes with a wax seal that you can self-stamp. This is for this one. That is the Master of This World. Seems very ambient for now. There you go, the man himself. Then there's another guy who decided to post naked. I'm not sure what this is actually. Something Finnish. Jonsumu House or something like it. Lo-fi neo-folk black metal from Finland. I was going to say it looks interesting, but it's basically just a naked dude covered in blood. This does look... this is rural black metal from Spain, I think. Aristocracia rural. Yeah, rural is the new word. Then the alliance with Sonorous Nights. They are doing some CDs of things that came out already, and then there's a LP also. CD work for Feral Hearts. This is their own stuff, I think. Yeah. Another nameless one. This is actually a very nice one. They did the Enthroning Nightfall demo and they put it on the Infernal Masquerade on CD and LP, Sonorous Night and New Era. So there's a brand new connection there. Not sure if they did anything. This is an old one. And then we have the Inverted Pentagram. I'm showing this every time, just hoping that they will do the LP version or a double 7-inch version or something. The demo compilation. This is the older Tannenbacht material. There's a lot in here. So EPs. Yeah, there's an album. This self-titled 12-inch. Then you have the Rural Metal demo and album CD and the demo 1 10-inch. Don't have it all. This is the third tape I was blanking on. Nachtdwalen. Looks yeah, evil. Ornament. Wat? Ornament in een levenloze schaduwwereld. And then there's another, and the last, Sonorous Night. I can't even read what this is, but yeah, there you go. Logo looks familiar, but blanking on it for now. Is that it? No, there's a bit more. This is actually going to be interesting for some people, or a lot of people. It just said North Italian Voorjaar 2027. No, I'm not sure if the 3 bands are going to play or there is a re-release of the triple compilation with those bands on there. It's absurd. I think Grand Belial Ski and I'm blanking on the third one, which is actually the best band, but yeah, whatever. So yeah, this is the cover of that LP. Then Der Tod und die Landsknechte on the backside, so re-releases. I know a lot of people were looking for some of these records, so Nachpressung, yeah, so re-releases. I think this is also one of the bands of the guy that was, yeah, that held an amazing performance not too long ago, if you know what I'm talking about. Then we have Nuclear Dead. There's a lot Nuclear Dead coming out, a lot of CD reissues on New Era. There were a lot of LP releases also. They have the For Our Dead, All Creatures Great and Eaten, Bride of Insect and Carrion for Worm. Yeah, the Nuclear Dead Found Our Dead 7-inch EP is coming up. That is a little monster. We have New Era. Look at all these flyers. I've seen that one, I think. Medieval Prophecy, not New Era. This is the list for things that are coming out and are going to come out. Some of them have already been on CD, some not. And then this is interesting to close out. I have 3 more. This is Razga, bigheaton.com, razgageneral@gmail.com. This is a duo flyer. I met this guy through Patrick from Pier 72 at Pankaker Festival. And this is the first batch of his label. So a tape label, like I said, Razga, with Flood My Badge Part 1 out now. Rune Neck with self-titled Zieunt, I think. Lutte Spirituel and Birst I Milormet, something like that. Completely missed it. I've seen it pop up on New Era, but I wasn't following the page or something, I think. Very interesting label. I haven't really dug in, but I have been in contact with the guy a bit after Pankaker Festival, and they're doing not weird shit, but they had special editions of the tape that were buried around the entire globe. So not just Europe, they were spread all over the earth, and then actually dug a hole through the tape, and then I guess you had to contact them to get coordinates and then had to hunt for the tape or something like that. But yeah, interesting concept. Not the first time this has been done. I think a Belgian band also did. Breathless maybe did something like Bury Records. But yeah, still, all in all, I think the global scale is cool in this part, or in this case. The new Blood and Crescent magazine to close off this thing. There's some Blood and Crescent in here, of course. This is for 2026. We're all halfway through. These are the 2 that will be showing up. Handy to have some text. Theosophia und Felwinter, another one. It just keeps going. That's maybe the only thing I would say that there's a bit of fatigue in the, not the sound or the artwork, but just the speed they are coming with. Just like, yeah, Medieval Prophecy 2 actually. There's a lot. So yeah, new gauntlet ring, new arbor, and then the cassettes are the Fellwinter promo, Enceladus, and Atheosofia with yet another one. So yeah, it's insane. There it is, contact address, and then the logo on the back. I have 2 of these, so I mean, there are people that really want these. Hit me up. And then this is something New Era started doing recently, I think with the new batch. These are all the releases they are doing, CD and vinyl. Yeah, all across the board. Collaborations with other labels, so it's nice to see those come to fruition. Oh, put that there, a bit careful. I have a bunch, but yeah. So yeah, there's that. I'll do the clockwork. Since Instagram has become a bit of a boring place, I'm still on there, but I don't know. It's in the dying stages, I think. I spend more time on Vinted, which is not a positive outcome, but yeah. I did a trade, which if you don't know, you can just trade. Vinted is the preferred for me thing to ship out because you can save enormously on postage. For now, there's no packaging rules or import shit. It's for now because that will be probably coming, but we'll see. But yeah, you just talk to the people, you make a deal, you put the pricing of the object on one, you buy it, you pay €1 and shipping, so it's still a lot cheaper. Grabbed this battery patch. The guy really wanted a shirt, and yeah, we just switched out. This is a back patch, of course, with the goat head on it from 2015, nothing too special, but hey, will look nice in the records. And what I did get, and what is cool, are these Headhunter DC shirts that were on there forever. Nobody was picking up, and I mean, you just make a cheeky offer, and then when they say okay, you grab it, you know. So yeah, Headhunter DC. This is actually a Brazilian one, Mutilation T-shirts. There you go. They are one of those incredible bands that started in the 90s, but actually are still running to this day, and making records. I think they have, I know they have a new one from this year, so yeah. Still going strong. This is my favorite of the two. The other one is more of a, you know, Iron Dawn artwork. This is the guy from Headhunter DC said this was a German pressing of the label that did this record. There you go, this is the back. Love the back. And they smell nice for once. It's always a gamble when you get secondhand shirts, how rotten they will come in, but these were actually washed for once. But yeah, that is the entire package of promo and shirts. So, a little bit more paper and then actual vinyl records. These are zines that belong to 7 Inches, or, well, one of them is. This was just hanging out at the New Era distro, and I'm not sure what the... we're listening to the second side of That Is the Master of This World. It is mainly ambient. The black metal is, you know, the tremolo picking or whatever that's called. But yeah, this was a zine. I'm not sure if it's a condensed version of a book, which is was my understanding, but I'm really not sure. It deals with yeah, with the beginnings of the cold meat industry in '88. The cold meat industry, the ambient industrial Dungeons and Since Mortis is in there, label that I know too little about. That's why I just bought this as a bit of a starter. It's called Soul in Flames, the Adversarial Fires of Cold Meat Industry. They were basically a bunch of shit kickers that started as a one-man project that turned into a label that, yeah, had tentacles throughout the entire European scene for this kind of neo-industrial ambient, whatever. There are interviews in here with people that were there. I don't think the guy who started it, because unfortunately he is not around anymore. Roger is his name. But yeah, people that he was in close contact with, of course, that's how these things go. And then there's a big Mortis interview, which, yeah, you don't learn too much more, but it's cool to see how he was, or it's cool to read how he was or how Dungeons actually was perceived through the eyes of that kind of scene, or at that time, which is still interesting. You have to imagine him going from Emperor, which is this celebrated band, to saying to himself, you know what, I'll put on a hook nose, dress myself up as a troll, and play Lord of the Rings music on my own and conquer Europe with it. So actually a ballsy move, but yeah. Did you still consider yourself a metalhead? Oh yeah, I was 100%. Cool. And then the last part is the guy from Magua, I think. The guitarist, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think so. I did not read that entirely through, I think. But yeah, he was connected in some way. There's a rat on the back. There you go. Some blood, some, you know, the imagery you would imagine going on in that scene. It's actually, it is, my interest was piqued. I listened to the sampler Iron Bonehead did, and then here and there I picked out some stuff like the names NZ147 or 42, something like that. I saw a picture of them and they look more black metal than, you know, most of the black metal bands around. So checked out some stuff here and there, but the Cold Meat still remains a enclave I need to dig in a bit deeper. I love, I mean, look how these guys look. So yeah, there. Then the second scene is the Nuclear Dead scene that comes with 4 Hour Dead, and this is a bit thicker, this booklet. I am not halfway through, but I read the beginning. It is, I didn't know too much about it. I always see it pop up, I always see it around with the Spider Lady. This is released by New Era Productions. It's interviewed by Niklas Goransson, I'm sorry. Paw prints are by Lieselot. I did not find the paw prints for now. Maybe it's this, the In Blood. But yeah, layout and bloodstains by Astral Wound, so I'm not sure what the paw prints are. But yeah, it is chock full with extra artwork that has been around. Lori Bravo is the girl then, woman now, who created the band. Like I said, I have a little bit more to go, but it is a very interesting band. It's a very interesting sound. It is one of those DIY kind of death metal, kind of grind, kind of in between that. So DIY that even the guitar player or the bass player couldn't play. She's actually a gifted guitar player, but played the bass because I think, I don't know, I already forgot, but it's one of those stories. So yeah, interesting zine that came, like I said, with the 7-inch, and it's not a bank breaker. So if you're into these bands, there's a lot of text actually. There is not that much artwork going around, but yeah, stuff like this. A lot of blood. There you go. And they had not a big discography, but they had a discography. So yeah, check them out if you're into, like I said, some death, some grind, but played in a style. I guess they're completely their own. I don't know, something special. Nuclear Dead. This is the actual 7-inch. This is a re-release from, I think, a CD version or a tape version. Looked it up, but it's, Jesus. All those releases. And there we go. The insides, which this picture, I really like her in blood. Looks like corpse paint, but yeah. Carrion for Worm, and then here is the classic cover. The Corpse Tree, Days of the Week, and side 2 has the third Antichrist, the Church of the Evil Minds of the Splattered Day Saints. Love this logo. I don't know where they got this, but looks insane. Well, insane is a bit much, but you know what I mean. Then we have a thick slab of wax with a, not a stamp, but it just has Nuclear Dead in white, and then Blackie on the other side. Yeah, this is my first steps into this band. It's one of those things, you have seen the cover with the Spider Lady 1,000 times, but I don't know, never really got into it because they were kind of scarce getting. I mean, CD versions, I guess, were widely available, but the LPs actually are a bit harder to get now with the repress. That's a different story, but like I said, you can't know everything. And that's that. 2 in the back, and then onto the records. This was a gift. I'm not really into building or their other bands, but I couldn't pass this one up. I got this from DJ Tony Heart Attack. Wish it was a joke, but it's actually a way of life for this guy. Building, yeah, in time will grow. Yes, in time will grow. A 7-inch on Sobermind. I have no idea what year this came out on, but it could be as early as maybe 2000 or something. It's not gonna be on here, but yeah, it has everything you want. It even has the Animal Truth Cindy Frey address to correspondence. It's straight edge. It starts with the words straight edge, and then it goes into drug-free, declaration, compassion, blinded by greed, lifelong aim, inhale and anymore. The fact that I got this from Tony Heart Attack himself is quite a contradiction, but yeah, fun to have in collection. This straight edge 7-inch from Belgium. I like Belgian releases, so this kind of fits. He had one more that I had my greedy eyes on, but he decided to keep that one. It's the anti-straight edge 7-inch from El Guapo that he had. Well, this doesn't want to get in, but yeah, like I said, I have no idea. I'm going to guess early 2000s, but not sure. After this, they became True Colors, and they are still playing. They played a festival near me, Rock Herrick. Too bad they had they should liquefy the sound guy that did the sound for that gig. It was truly horrendous. I'm going to show the stickers because these are actually good. I showed this one. This is the Stella Artois. Then you have this one, Serenity Now, and then this one is my favorite. I don't think it's an original joke, but still, to see these in the wild around here are kind of funny. DJ Tony Heart Attack. He has not a Bandcamp, that would be, I think, a SoundCloud. If I think of it, I'll link it up there. That was the mini records. This is going to fall. I'm going to put it away a bit better. Then I'm going to do this as a duo, because this is the, like I said, the Blood and Crescent. There's the booklets, the 1 and 2 from Blood and Crescent. Arbor with Ultima Thule, and Fellwinter, I think, with a self-titled once again. Yes, self-titled once again. 2 crisp new records from Taurus and Friends. I'm not sure what the personnel is on here. Taurus guitars, vocals, bass, drums, and synth. So yeah, Arbor is definitely his thing. I immediately fell in love with the Stones. I mean, I have a thing with Stones. It traveled throughout black metal. It started, I don't know it started, but it's, if you look at the covers of Burzum, there are Stones everywhere. So, you know, people are obsessed with Stones. My children are obsessed with Stones. So, this is a 3-parter. For my buck, I give the edge to Fellwinter, since it's a bit more harsher, a bit more aggressive sound than Arbor. But I think with Arbor, he's trying to pull the sound a bit more to an open plane or an open field, whatever you want. It is a bit more, not melancholic, but it has those melancholic undertones in the guitar playing that that really puts Arbor, I think, apart from maybe the rest. Like Atheosofia, Fellwinter, and the others are a bit more tighter in sound comparatively, but I think Arbor always has the more adventurous sound, if you will. I don't know. For All and None, Light, Lost in Darkness, Dreamscape on the A side, and then Born of Heretics Vision on the other side. Recorded on tape at Medieval Sound Studio in New York in October 24 already. So yeah. The stream of output this guy has is, yeah, you have to look at, not everything is always 100, but it's always interesting. I always say the same about these kind of records and his releases, but it is a bit of the release fatigue that bothers my brain, in the sense that it is a lot to listen to and to, you know, to process. definitely when you want to talk about this stuff, yeah, you know the deal. It always comes with these sick posters of the man himself. There he is, doing what he does best, staring into the void. Can't make out what shirt he has. If you can say what shirt that is, I'll send you the Blood and Crescent zine there. That was everything for the Arbor record. Like I said, it is a bit more open sound, a bit more, I wouldn't say mid-paced because it's all very fast, but it is less aggressive. And there we go. Staples within the videos. The hard plastic sleeves you have to take with the releases. Showed the booklet before. This is the one that will go in my records. The other one is for the price. And then the Fellwinter one, which is looks like a. I'll change the tape after this. Which is, it looks like a tape release put to vinyl, but I'm not sure if it ever came out on tape. Didn't dug that deep. All instruments and vocals on this recording were played by Towers. All music and lyrics written by Towers for Fellwinter. There is no tolerance for weakness or posers. There is no tolerance for Judeo-Christianity. 4 tracks on here, like I said. Black Wind of Desecration, The Cold Chaste Moon, I think, and then Sight Intolerance, Wolfish Bride, Dawn from Black Illusion. Once again in the same studio, I think. Yeah, medieval sound. This recording of Dark Arts is dedicated to the true pagan and heathen warrior of the black metal underground elite. And then you have Blood and Crescent P.O. Box, I think 60183, Brooklyn, New York. So yeah, there you go. Some of the coldest USBM made in one of the hottest cities on the planet. Like I said, for now, the listenability for Arbor is, it has more longevity, I think, but for now the coldness and the aggressiveness for Fellwinter still hits me, because these are basically my 2 favorites of the stable. But yeah, comes with one of these classic huge posters. There you go. It keeps on going. There it is. But yeah, the artwork is always more than on point. I don't know, he is probably doing it himself. It is still a black vinyl. I think there was one, Theosophia was a blue one, but I even have that one black vinyl for some reason. So yeah, it's always, the aesthetics are always on point, but it's more than just aesthetics. Yeah, it is Blood and Crescent. Changed the tape. This is the second one from the batch, the one that I was most curious about. This is the Nameless Shrine. They had the split 7-inch with Necromantic Worship. It is in the same vein. I'm not saying it's the same band, but it is in that world. You need to look for it. I mean, they're not doing themselves a favor by walking around in yellow capes. This is artwork, it's not them. But yeah, the optics for this one are incredible. Very nicely done. This is the promo for undoubtedly a full length that will come out later on, New Era. Habitator Dunarum, I think, on drums and guitar. And then we have Zarul of the Forbidden Sphere, bass, guitars and vocals. Beneath the black moon, Sigla in Umbra, Fira, carved where no eyes remain older than breath. Flesh forgets, names rot in the mouth, blood learns silence, stone listens, there we go with stone again, walls remember hands that were never forgiven. So yeah, this is the lineup, and like I said, promo 2026, not the lineup, but the, you know, track list. This is the wax stamp, which is adorable and sick looking, gold in the red. And the cool thing is, normally it should be on the case like so, but I guess why they, or I know why they don't paste them on, is because for shipping reasons and not breaking. There is some glue on the back if you really want to do it. Here we go. A bit more, I was going to say a bit more aggressive in sound than Necromantic Worship maybe, but there's a bit more grain to it. I'm not sure. We're still listening to it. This is basically the first time I'm hearing this on tape, not digital. Then, for the big parts, we have the Medieval Prophecy badge, and then 3 things to round off, 3 heaters, as the kids say. The first one is Ichor's Glaive, I think is how you pronounce it, with Jormungandr. There you go. A Collier d'Ombre, Lord of Shadows, or whatever that translates to. With another project, I think the tape came out on Medieval Prophecy too. Medieval Prophecy? Yeah, Medieval Prophecy. Crystalline Sphere, Jormungandr, and Sorrow. Kind of a mid-paced record from these guys. You can put it on 33, but it's supposed to be on 45, mix up at the plant. So yeah, Jormungandr, Sorrow, Tears of the Moon, Fortress, and Shrouds. They lie buried beneath the ground. Very bare bones looking record, as in black and white. I listened to it one time, but I haven't listened through and through. Yeah, wow, these are fucked a bit. Here is the lineup. Collier d'Ombre, like I said, vocals and guitar, and then Azeruel Wolsdijk on bass and drum. There's the cover, I think. Yes, the cover picture again. A guy killing a snake or slaying a sea serpent. Maybe the ferryman going to hell. There we go. I think that is the team, because on the back it's also a guy killing a serpent. I'm not sure what myth or ethos that is, but yeah. There you go. Like I said, it is. There's a lot of releases to listen to. I've listened, or I skimmed this one. I haven't listened to this and the next one. Once again, because a lot of Collier d'Ombre is coming out all of a sudden. But yeah, there you go. I keep on buying the badges just because I will kick myself in the butt later on. It's easier to get them now. This is, Jesus, Gorman, I don't know. I always forget this name. I fucked it up a zillion times, so why not keep it going? It's not Gormander, I was going to say that, but it's Garmsblad. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there's no easy reading. It's Garmsblad, I think, with the Roars of Winter. Once again, it is the same personnel. I'm not sure who is who. I think this is the Collier d'Ombre guy. There's just not that much info about this, and that's sometimes a good thing. Or I should be, or I'm really mistaken, because I keep switching the entire Collier d'Ombre scene with the Ablazing Winds and stuff like that. So should give it a Google maybe. But yeah, there we go. I'll show this. I think Ablazing Winds is something, I know it from a different tape, so we'll see. But yeah, people are screaming probably because there are folks who are going nuts over this sound and over these records. But yeah, there you go. You can't listen to it all in a week. Nice looking records. It still has, I don't know if that shows up there on my forehead, it still has the cut from I don't know, the plant. It's weird. It's like a sign of quality for Medieval Prophecy. They all have these kind of cuts in there. Cool looking records, and this is the one that will go on because I'm curious now. I was under the impression that was Collier d'Ombre, but yeah, the Ablazing Winds. If I remember correctly, I really dug that tape. But yeah, it's just, once again, another record. All recording by Garmsblad. Looks a bit overish to me in that sense, but yeah, I'm gonna put that here so I don't forget. Then the next one, back to Europe. This is Salafreux with Subterraneous, a double one. They did Salafreux for this one instead of other Dunkel projects. Cool to see they switch it up a bit, not to to have another one in the series, but this is actually a really large compilation with a lot of tracks on here. There's an A, B, C, and I think it's a blank D side. But yeah, they had Dragon Hail, the entire series running through. There's a lot in French on here. I think the last, there's another rural black metal mention here. I think it says in French that the last ones are actually is an interpretation of a Dragon Hail song by Dunkel and Iris. So yeah, compilation. I think this came out on CD earlier or something like that, or separate releases. 2 big slabs of wax. Let's see if the D side is, yeah, just as I expected. There's dead wax on the D side, no etching. Cover in the back I've shown, and then there's these inserts with a bunch of lyrics on here. Track Kras Kras Kras. And there's one lyric for it, Macabre. There you go. This is actually a band that I really like. There we go. Classic picture by Dunkel. Yeah, they keep the release train going for all these records. It's cool to see some of these pop up. Yeah, can't say too much more about this that I haven't already said. It's a bit of a different vibe than Dragon Hail. That's why they reimagined songs from that band here, but yeah, incredible musician. And this will go on the player also. Then, stuff that I have listened to, for crying out loud. This is Nergal, a Greek band that decided to put out their demo material again through Medieval Prophecy Records, and it's the Magie Cérémonielle, and the other one is the Vermis Mysteries, so a double demo compilation. They decided to put one of the covers on the front, one of the covers on the back. Sound-wise, it is very of the time. It is very Greek. It is a bit more mid-paced than some of the more doomish stuff, but the doom sound is very present. It has a kind of a rehearsal quality, kind of a we are Greek dudes from the 90s trying to play black metal while black metal wasn't around. So in that vibe you have to look for the Nergal stuff. A lot of synth work, not ambient, but yeah, just Greek synths playing over proto-black, I would say, but yeah. It is black metal, but you know, it is so early on. The years, I should have looked that up, because it's weird, no one puts a year on a flyer. There it comes with this fold out or fold over booklet, or I don't know how to say it. There are 2 guys behind it. This is the flyer material and some extra live pictures. Nergal 7-inch EP, for example, the Apocryptal Mystery Black Metal. Pay $5. The price is $5 elsewhere, or I don't know what that is with postage. Special price limited to 500 copies. Nergal. See O Horrendous Eternal Grave in Moudanion, Piraeus. Cool. Yeah, it's actually nicely done. There's not too much info, but yeah, it has this, you know, how zines did these band profiles back in the days, and then yeah. Is it on here? Yes, here we go. 94, 93, 94, and 91. Track 6 and 8 are previously unreleased, recorded live at Rock Palace, Athens, Hellas in 91. So it's not that it wasn't around, but it was in the forming stages. There we go. This is there's a bit of a text, and then we have the track, all the tracks that are on this beast. It's not a beast, it's just a quaint little promo. It's not like their big opus debut full length, but yeah, it's interesting to hear the building blocks for that kind of sound. Then I now remember which tape I was going to play, but this is fine. We are listening to, and I'm going to take it, Satyriasis. This is the tape I was going to play. This is the demo from 2020, I think, already. There we go. These are our favorite Finnish guys after Moonfall and all the releases that came out on Prophecy. It is cool to see that they finally did this one, The Lamentations of the Godslayer. I absolutely love this cover. This has been my background for a while. I don't know, it's like with the Sonorous Nights, you know, the orcish blue, these kind of colors do something to me, and you can just see how they, you know, just painted it in with markers, with like viltstifte, as we say with stifte. You can see the drawing marks or the coloring marks. As you can see here on the tape, this is extremely nerdy, I know, but you know, it's what we do. So yeah, these are also colored in by the two guys, as you can see there. So yeah. Goat Prayer, all instruments of torture, and the Dweller of Phlegethon. Roars, hisses, incantations, and demonerotic poetry. Jesus. There we go. The old logo with the beasts. Yeah. They have so many good bands. They have so many projects. They have so many sounds. But what was on that tape really struck with me, and it's continued in this thing. It's hard to describe. There's a lot of Finnish in here. There's a lot of, I guess, Greek or Beherit or, you know, that entire world in here. But it's different than, for example, a Witchcraft or the bands that lean into that kind of sound. It is, once again, a bit more adventurous, more open, and I have to listen 6 more times or 8 more times just to really grab what they are going for, because it is like with the other ones, the Moonfalls. It is, on first listen, it's kind of too chaotic, and I don't know, sometimes it doesn't click instantly, but usually that's a good sign. This is the insert Ungol poster in the back, a big one, and then he is holding the thing in the middle, which I also think is a nice touch. Yeah, Goat Prayer, Instruments of Torture and Mythical Arts, and then the other one, Dweller of the Phlegethon, all roars, hisses, and warlike poetry. So the personnel is the same as as on the demo tape. Yeah, there you go. That is 1-2, showed the back, and then the vinyl is just standard black. It is a very short one. It has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tracks on here, and then unfortunately this is just a ghost site. Yeah, an etching would be cool of this artwork or whatever. You know, this just screams for an etching on the back, but yeah, it's not my label, so nothing to do with that. But yeah, interesting record, this one. I think together with the Nergal, these are my two, I think my number 2 and number 3 of this batch. And for now, because this will climb, I'm pretty sure, I mean, just for the cover alone, love it. For now, my absolute favorite is the Niasni with, should have drunk for this, Nochi, something like that. This is the Belarus black metal band that had 2 previous demos on Medieval Prophecy Records that were very much to my liking. One was the one with the white one with the tree hanging over. They're there, but I'm not going to get them. And the other one was the tribute to Dead Crush by Mayhem, the 2 hands, the black one with the blood. After those 2, I think they did, if I'm not mistaken, they also had the Blazebird Hall tape that had a link to it in one of the previous updates, the black one with the, you know, the Blazebird Hall looking tape. But then they came back with this monster. I'm not going to read the title again. But yeah, it's the full length of these guys. The sound is very Russian. I'm not going to say Blazebird because there is more a sound of their own, or looking for a sound of their own. I think it is the continuation of the demos that were not really the same, but came from the same minds. You can just hear. yes, we have run through. I'll change the tape one more time to some Finnish racket. Actually a good tape, the Nameless. The Nameless Shrine. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, check it out. I've listened to it 2 times. I waited. I didn't listen to it digital. I waited for it to come in and then put it on, and it is it created expectations with or they created expectations with the demo, and they fulfilled these expectations. Yeah, definitely in my top, but it's too early to really pinpoint the sounds or yeah, whatever. It's just Belarus, White Russian black metal. It is a thick slab of wax. There you go. Medieval Prophecy, but it has not that wax. It is a double-sided, and then it has the, of course, black and white tree picture, and then a painting of basically the same thing, but yeah. Snow-covered lands, snow-covered sounds, that eternal winter vibe that is present in some of the Blazebird Hall. It is akin to, but it is a bit more and a bit more adventurous, which is basically the title of this here video. Then 3 more. One that I really had to work for, and then 2 that fell in my lap. This is the Blessed in Sin Senior Volant Kristallnacht Splits LP, if you will. It originally came out on CD through one of the labels that did a lot of Concilium stuff that I'm now blanking on. A Fine Day to Die then did the tape version, and as far as because believe me, I googled this the entire vacation, the entire time we were in France. I googled this every day just to see if it would pop up. It is kind of a weird thing, but I think Fine Day to Die that did the tape also did the vinyl release for this. Problem was that it was not for sale. I think Dark Winter had a post for it, but this is hard to describe, right? They had a post for it, but it wasn't for sale. So after some sleuthing and being the black metal Sherlock Holmes, I kind of found a flyer that had an email address that after 2 or 3 weeks, yeah, replied, and then you were able to order it. I don't know why it has to be this difficult. I don't know. Anyway, gathered under the banner of Concilium, a classic 3-way split between, yeah, basically bands that are all from the same people. If you're around for this channel or have been around for this channel, you know that kind of French black metal, especially the Toulon scene, is just my forte, the thing I really, really like. There's a cool live picture, multiple singers, multiple instrumental guys or guys playing their instruments. Singer wearing a Abruptum shirt, so you know where they got their craziness. There we go. Like I said, been out on CD for a long time. It wasn't originally put out on CD as so many of these things were, but now finally on a picture disc vinyl, limited to 300 it seems. I have 179. I'll probably forget, but if you're interested, I can, you know, link the email address where I got this one, because after we're a month further, I still haven't seen it pop up in distros anywhere. So I don't know what's the big deal, but it is a big deal. There you go, picture disc, the nice Concilium logo, of course, and then it just has the cover. There you go. Would be cool to have a bit more info on this, or you know, an extra sheet here and there, but maybe there's just no info to be given. It's all very clandestine, but yeah, still, when that email came in, I was glad to send some of my money that way. There you go. That's that. And then back to my local scene, local record shop. This is the new stickers, El Mundo Pintado. Hi, Kurt and gang. I get my fresh records at my vinyl farmer, something like that. Zwartjas, a guy from, I hesitate to say Antwerp because he's from some rural part of Antwerp, made stickers and shirts for them, which is, if you're in Dutch, it's better. Mijn verse platen haal ik bij mijn platenboer. It's just better in Dutch. But yeah, I went for the last one, but he didn't talk me into it. I first said like, I'll handle this first because I got Immortal and I actually got Motley Crue, but I'll talk about that later. The Shout at the Devil, I'll show it now. I'll do it like that. I got the last one and then I got a Shout at the Devil from Motley Crue. I passed this up once in a shop in Eindhoven because it looked terrible, but they were just asking like $7 for it, so I always kick myself for not picking it up. This was a cheap copy because it had some writing on there, but I kind of like it when it's done nicely. This is the first European pressing with the double pentagram. I don't know what I have to say about this record. It's one of those, records the moms were angry about in the 80s. The Satanic Panic, which is completely misplaced because this has nothing to do with Satan. But yeah, in the beginning, Shout at the Devil, Looks at Kill, Bastard, Knock 'em Dead, Kid, Danger, Too Young to Fall in Love, Helter Skelter, Red Hot, 10 Seconds to Love, God Bless the Children of the Beast. Germany and French pressing of this one, but yeah, Motley Crue. If the mood strikes, and it does now and then this is a perfect record. It looked a bit banged up, but they all do. It's hard to find a, nobody needs a mint Motley Crue copy, but yeah. The owner, called Beast, I think, there we go, the Beast kind of went ham on the sleeve, but yeah, there we go. The thing itself, or the vinyl itself, was in perfect condition, not a scratch on here. It is not the thickest vinyl, as you can see, but yeah, just to pick up, and for the money they were asking, it was coming, or it was the perfect bonus record to throw in. But yeah, I had the other one, the one I was going for. I threw this in and then left shop, came back because this was there. And this is Breathless with their, I think, self-titled, yeah. Breathless with their self-titled. This is a heavy metal, speed metal record that does a lot more for where it comes from and what it is. This is basically a record that is linked to my town, or the town I live in. The band Breathless, I'll show the guys, there we go. Especially the drummer is kind of a beast. They were all in other bands that didn't really go anywhere, not to say that Breathless went anywhere. But for the people in the know who are into bands like xoxo, you know, the more heavy metal-ish, speed metal on the version of that, and maybe a bit of Venom worship here and there, from Belgium, know this record. It is kind of hard to find in the sense that it has been released through Giga Metal. As you can see here, Giga Metal, Troglodyte 1, they released one record, and Giga Metal is actually Luc from the Giga Swing, a very local shop, one of the shop where I got my first CDs, my first vinyl maybe not, but definitely my first CDs, yeah, my itty bitty hardcore CDs. It is a institution. It's the first record store, I think, in Hasselt. It used to be smaller than this room actually, and now it's a bit bigger. It's stacked, and I think some of the better stuff is even in the back, one of those stores. But it survived through media markets and through, I mean, it's the first and the last remaining record shop. The problem for me is that he doesn't have this kind of stuff. You have to go elsewhere to pick this up. It's more of a pop, indie, there's some metal in there, but you know, the segment of music that I'm not looking for anymore. That is to say that he released this one, and I'm not sure how many copies are left or survived, but yeah, it's cool to find this one. Released in Hasselt, a Genk band, which is basically, I'm not going to say it's the same town, but it's basically the same town. We both share Bookmarks. It came with the hype sticker. For parents use only, remove this sticker. Somebody tried to remove it, but luckily it's still on there. It has the original lyric and info sheet, which is printed on rice paper, and the vinyl was in immaculate condition. There is one copy at George and the Bear in the other town in Genk for about the same price, but I mean, I guess Kurt from El Mundo really likes me because he was throwing with discounts like it was Easter or something. But to find this in this condition and to not have to pay too much for this, I mean, I think it's a cool record. For some, it's a grail. So yeah, nice to have it in collection. Definitely because it's just such a local thing, and I definitely know where it's going to go in the shelves. So yeah, Breathless. Check it out. I'll link it. There's a re-release by, I guess, one of those German labels that re-releases everything. And then what I actually went for, and this was there for a while. It has been in the shop window when it wasn't too sunny. It has been in the bins. It has been on the back wall. And every time I went in, I was like, yeah, one day. And then one of my benefactors, who you can't say the name, MP or the, you know, she bought some work of mine which she fell in love with, she said, and she wanted it for herself. So like I said in the beginning, got the cash injection, and this is the first stop I made. I went to Stout for some beers, and then I went to El Mundo to pick this one up. Perfect one too. This is Battles in the North from Immortal. This is the original pressing on Osmos from '95, and this is, I don't know if I need to talk about Immortal or Osmos, because it's both two stalwarts within black metal. Osmos from France and Immortal from Norway, of course. Immortal always had this special place because they are one of the bands that I'm not going to say they always had good records, but you can see they always had fun from the early beginnings. And then I mean the European tours they did with Ancient Rites and Enthroned and stuff like that. They were always, it's like they were made for the camera, because every interview, every interaction with a camera or with someone asking them questions is always funny. Always, I mean, look at their videos look at this, look at the cover. They had to walk miles in their, you know, studs and leather vest just to get this picture. They are one of the great bands in my opinion. They kind of, black metal is not a joke, but they get what is maybe jokey about it and then run with it. I'm not sure how to describe that, but this was kind of an expensive record, but it was around for a long time, and it was apparent maybe to him also that it wasn't going to sell quickly. I bought some other things there from the same, I think the same collection, but I'm not sure. Like the DSIs, I'm pretty sure from the same guy. The only thing that this had, it is not a mint copy, of course, it's from '95, but I don't know if that will show up, but it had some pen indentations. Someone scribbled something on a paper or drew something on a paper, but that cannot quench the party too much. This is the original inner, which has my favorite picture. There you go. How about look at this guy. I don't know why they chose that picture, but that's what I mean with the joke, I guess. Vinyl wise, it was in perfect condition, and Kurt said it hasn't even been on to a fair or anything, so he did me a major deal. I made him an offer that he rightfully should have slapped my face, but I think he's too good of a guy, and he knows that it will be loved to death here. I'm going to play the Garm's Bloods and then maybe this once more. If you are looking for a copy of this record, I have the white 2020 Osmos edition for sale on Discogs and Vinted. So, you know, support the channel, buy some records if you are into Immortal, if you're into what we are doing. That's about it. I'm going to listen to this record a bit more. There's a bit more tape to go, and then we'll be back, I think, next week if I can. I'm going to try and listen to most of it. As you can see in the back, there's a lot of goodies here. That's it. I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Peace.